This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Happy Monday, folks. It's great to be back here again, and it is a brand new day with no mistakes. I'm so excited to have my good friend here, Sharon Skittle. How are you today, Sharon?
Great, Sarah. Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited because I have to tell you, you are truly a very fascinating, wonderful, kind, and humble person. You really are.
I don't know. I thought you were very worldly until...
It's true. And here's the thing. The reason I wanted to bring you on the air is because of the fact that you've done so much good for so many people, and you've done a lot of fundraising events. You've taken a leadership role. You've been on several boards. And can you talk a little bit about your charities?
I'm on the board for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and we host the Race to Any Place here in Pittsburgh, which is an awesome event. It's a 6-hour stationary bike race, and there are teams of 12, and this year we raised $121,000.
Wow.
And it was at Heinz Field this year, and it will be there in the future, and it's just a really fun event, and it's a great cause, and the people that work there are so committed to it. So I love it.
Yeah. Well, you're very quiet about the things that you do, and I find that very impressive. You don't really say very much. You do a lot of good work. And I met you through yoga. I can't thank you enough. You are wonderful at what you do. You're my yoga teacher. You're also a friend. You've given me a lot of peace, and I'm trying to improve.
I think you're pretty peaceful, and I appreciate so much that what you've given back. Like, you really underestimate what you do.
Not at all.
Yes.
Believe me. But this is about you, so we're going to take it back to the fact that you also offer this great workshop, which I find is so useful to folks from all walks of life, especially even if you're sedentary or you're an athlete for that matter. It's the trigger workshops. Can you talk about trigger therapy a little bit?
Yeah, the trigger point therapy, it's also known as myofascial therapy. It really changed my life. I had a hip injury. I work at a gym. I teach all these classes, and I could not lift my leg. I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything. And I went to the doctors and an MRI. I had an X-ray. There was nothing wrong. And I knew there was something wrong. I could not lift my leg. And everyone's like, oh, it's just, rest it. And that's not an option when you have the job that I have. So I had gone to a training in Boston, actually, and a company called TP Therapy was there, and they were hosting a workshop. And I took the workshop, and I could not believe that in 5 minutes, my 1-year-long chronic hip injury was gone.
Wow.
And so I started researching it, and it's fascinating. And, there are some doctors who don't even believe in it, but the research that I've done, there are over 600 trigger points in the body that are mapped identically in every body. And it radiates pain elsewhere. So if you have a hip problem like I had, the trigger point was actually up by the belly button and over by the gluteus maximus muscle. And it totally freed up my pelvis. And since then, I developed a workshop that works with yoga. My preference is to teach both the yoga and the trigger points together, but a lot of people don't have time for that. So I teach straight up trigger point therapy using a lacrosse ball. And it is amazing how much it will free up the joints. It increases your mobility, it decreases your pain, and it just feels so good on anybody. So if you are somebody that has sciatica issues or piriformis syndrome, or if you're a runner or a golfer or a swimmer even, people in the marching band, I had helped Chartiers Valley Marching Band had problems, and it just works, and it's so simple, and I wish that people would just open their mind up to it because it works.
I think it does. I'll tell you what, I've seen the work that you've done. I've actually participated in the workshops. I do endorse you. I don't endorse a lot of folks because of the fact that I know how good you are. You have a lot of certifications. You're certified not only for yoga, but for spin.
More than my salary. My certifications cost more than my salary.
But it's because you love what you do, and therefore you have invested in that, in health and wellness. And certainly I want folks to understand that if you have questions, you can always call us here at 1-800-662-9550. The other thing, Sharon, is also going throughout the country, teaching the workshops, Florida, Massachusetts. Wherever there's a need, obviously you're willing to fill that need, right?
Absolutely. I'll come anywhere, and I am passionate about it. I believe that it works. I believe that it makes a difference. People think they can't do things, and you can do anything, and there's so much possibility when you just learn your body, and that's what I love about yoga. Yoga gives you a body awareness that other forms of exercise don't, and once you really learn to recognize your body, you can fix pretty much anything in your body.
I agree. And I found that with my running and spin and working with you, I have sensed that the level of flexibility has improved. I have to say that it does change as you age with your body.
Absolutely.
So you want to be in that prevention mode, and I think trigger therapy helps as well.
It does. It's. We had a gentleman that came into the gym the other day, and he was. He's had 2 knee replacements. He's 48 years old. He was a boxer. He had 2 knee replacements and a hip replacement, and he barely could get on a spin bike. And he was telling me what his problems were, and I said, just try this. And he bounced out of the gym. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And I said, I know, it is a simple fix, and it really is a simple fix. And I'm not saying that it can fix, major injuries, but it absolutely works on everyday tension. What a trigger point actually is an area in the muscle, and it can be right on an MRE, not an MRI, which are very rare and people don't get them.
Right.
And it's just, it manifests like a V. It's tension in the muscle, and it looks like almost a V shape. And it's near a nerve that radiates to a different part of the body. And it's so easy to correct, and it just will give you so much more access to mobility, flexibility, less pain, and you almost feel like a lightness. Once you do it, you feel like your joints are free. And it just is an awesome, easy fix.
Right. And you've done these workshops. You've been able to help so many folks.
Yeah, and I get thank you notes all the time from people. And, you come to a workshop, you get to keep your little ball. The company that makes the stuff has even better products. But, again, I'm very simple. I want it to be quick. I want it to be easy. I want to do it myself. You can get a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball even, and it just works.
The other thing that I was going to chat about with you as well is your yoga practice. And I know that you're very tied in with the Baptiste methodology. Can you share that a little bit on air?
Yeah, I am working on my Baptiste certification, which, I've got all the requirements met. I just have to submit my essays. So if you're up there in Boston, it's coming. And I love Baptiste yoga. It truly has changed my life. It's, they talk about your true north alignment and being of power and being of service is a big message in the Baptiste community. And I have found that it's grounded me, it's empowered me, it's created a peace and a strength, and I truly, truly love the Baptiste methodology. There are 12 laws of transformation. Barron has promoted a 40-day revolution that is taught, and this year I led my first one, and it was life-changing for the people that took it. We've had people that were looking to go for PhDs. They weren't certain which direction they wanted to take. It just helps you focus, find your own power, and then create a path. And it uses meditation and yoga together. And the meditation is such a key part of it because it cleanses your mind. We liken it to you wouldn't leave the house without taking a shower. Why would you not clear your mind? And it leaves you open to possibilities every day for new things, like new day, new possibilities. And you live that anyhow, and you believe that. But that is, for me, wasn't the way I was. I held on to things, and I created, my own dramas, and now I just feel so much freer. I
think you're terrific. You're my yoga teacher, as I've said, and you have really helped me through the process of a person who is constantly moving when it comes to not only meeting people, doing things, and obviously I do work out a lot. My listeners know that. But I encourage folks to really call, ask the question. This is all about health and wellness. I put that on the priority, faith first, and obviously your health and finance. They go hand in hand. The number is 1-800-662-9550. And we are going to be in Boston in July, our plan. So Sharon's going to be able to at least work with some of you, and we can set up any workshops that are available. I certainly am inspired by you because I find you to be just a better version of me. We always have this conversation. I just laugh about it, but it's true. And you have 2 beautiful daughters.
I do.
Right? You're phenomenal. You're a family person. You're a person of faith. You've done some incredible things. You're just very quiet about it. You've always surprised me with certain things.
You don't have to shine loud to shine bright.
But it's wonderful because of the fact that you are really about giving back to your community and to people in general, to be of service, which is, I think, so important.
I do too. I think that truly to find happiness, you have to give to others. And I think that there's nothing more rewarding than being of service. And I have always lived my life, the faith is so important to me, but I truly believe that if we treat each person that we meet as if they're God, you don't have any problems. And it's just an easy, very simple way to live.
Right. And I'm definitely going to share this with our Florida station as well, that, we're licensed in so many states, and there are folks who are struggling with pain issues and are not aware of simple, very easy fixes throughout the workshops that you've offered. And I've certainly seen a difference. I'm going to take a few more workshops with you. As I've always said, I endorse you. We're planning a charity together.
Excited about that. Looking forward to it.
We're all about fundraising. And the fun part of fundraising is that you can see the change that you make in itself. There's great joy. There's a great reward for people that do get involved. I feel very blessed that I've met you. I think that it was just the timing was everything. And you always have a smile on your face. It's incredible.
Because I've never grown up.
You have,
and I like it that way.
But I want to wrap up, and if you have any final thoughts, any thoughts about where your plans are for the next couple of years, and if you want folks to reach you, is there another number that you want them to reach you? Because you can put your own number if you want.
Well, you can email me at sharonskittle@gmail.com. It's
perfect.
Easy, and I would be happy to answer any questions. I would be happy to teach a trigger point at any facility that you wanted to host. I really think that it's good for everybody. It doesn't have to be an athlete. It doesn't have to be... it's not a physical practice. It feels good in every body. So.
Perfect. And folks, again, you can reach us here at 1-800-662-9550. Thanks so much for coming, Sharon.
Thanks for having me. It was wonderful to be here.
Stay well, folks.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.